Hello, this is Scratch flying solo for AOELeagues Season 9 Bracket Q group stage between D1000100, who I'll refer to as Player D or just D, and King Gazz. We've got D in Spanish, or as the Spanish, in the red shorts, and King Gazz in the blue shorts as Vietnamese. If I remember correctly, King Gazz is one of the ones that we'd had a botched recording on, and we've since corrected that. I believe we have one match with him or them, and I think we have 2 matches with D so far that we've watched. I'm pretty excited about this. I actually really like this Mega Random generation. It's very Baltic shaped. I am flying solo. Dennis has quite a lot of work piling up, and unfortunately he might have to miss a couple of these. It was either that or we let them build up and then we're running rampant to recover like we did last time. And so figured I'd take one and knock it out. Fortunately, you guys slowed down a bit, and this is the only set that I have to cast for this week. We've got 2 scouts on this map, I just noticed that, and both players are making use of them. King Gazz is keeping them moderately together, and D seems intent on splitting them apart. 2 scouts on Mega Random doesn't happen often, but it happens enough that I've started to get very, very fond of just sending one in to disrupts your villagers, or leaving one back to defend against a lame, because having 2 scouts in one game makes laming kind of, I don't want to say easy, but it'll make a player who's not quite sure about doing it brave enough to try. Let's see what we got. We got Good Luck, Have Fun. King Gazz is a man of culture. D returns it, so these are both good people, good guys. Rule of thumb, if your opponent doesn't say, "Look at this gold pile." Whew! Oh my goodness. Oh my god, there's another one right there. Oh. Okay, sorry, we just gotta gaze majestically upon this. Wow, there's not even, there's like a vaguely stone equivalent on the other side, but man, alright. It's a very gold-rich map. There's tons of gold. There's 2 very close... No, three extremely close relics for both players. Blues, I think, are a little easier to get, and they're also towards the back. Sorry, I'm moving the camera so much. There's quite a lot of fish on the map. Let's see. I've also completely lost my train of thought. Maybe I'll recover it. I don't know. 2.5, so about 4,000 food in the water, so definitely worth going for. I could see either player going that route with the chosen civs. Oh, red's coming in. Is he gonna do a scratch scout and lose his scout to the TC? Doesn't look like it. These geese though are dangerously vulnerable. Let's see if D... Oh! Do it, D. Do it. Did he just kill the goose with arrows? I don't think that was intentional, but oh man, I'm gonna give it to D. That was inspired. Well done. Is he going back for another pass to grab it? Nah, he's just checking out. You killing a goose with the TC was not my intention. Okay, so D owns up. That was not planned. I was willing to give it to him. I didn't know that could happen, and it's kind of wild that it can. Unless there's a rule against no laming. This is something that Dennis would know. This is not something that I would know. There might be a rule against no laming. D is sending it towards his opponent, so perhaps there is a rule against no laming. If somebody wants to comment on whether or not that's in the tournament rules, I'd be appreciative. I'm not a fan of laming. It's lost me a lot of games, but it is, I think, a valid method of play. My camera work is shoddy at best today. Sorry about that, guys. I like this boar pull. It's a very, very dead boar. Whoa. We got Dot coming up for our blue player. Lots of houses. Not really sure about that wall up. I think at that point you kind of just want to maybe go back out here. Get to the edge, maybe? Not sure. You're kind of blocking yourself off access from stone and gold in a bit of an odd way, so I'm not sure if those houses are going to be beneficial. I think maybe this one here to just block this avenue, and then maybe one out here. But I don't like the idea of cutting yourself off from your own resources. Boy, those TC arrows really aren't that great. Okay, I guess we still have stone over here, so never mind, D. You know what you're doing. I'm a crazy person. The scout is back. Unfortunately, King Gazz's arrows are much more efficient than D, but D, your scout just went the way of my scouts. It's okay. Now, King Gazz gets the Vietnamese bonus of knowing where D is already at the start of the game. Not the most relevant bonus, I think, on this map, but, you know, at the end of the day, Gazz's scouts are alive. So that says something. Not sure I like this rear barracks. It may not seem like much, but you'd be amazed at how much time it would take just to cross from here to here. I think I'd much prefer this over here to block off this access to this stone. Especially as a Spanish player, I feel like having good protection on your stone is pretty solid. We've got one fishing ship out for blue. D has not yet thought about docking. Does he? He does know there's a lake. Yeah, okay, he sees the lake. Another boar pool. Okay. We've got a lot of food. Not too much on wood for our red player. Interesting why Gazz is going for the farther away fish than the closer one. Alright, both players have clicked up. We've got about a minute and 25 seconds of lead time for our Spanish player. What is our Spanish player thinking? We're going on gold? Okay. What are we doing with that gold? We're going archers or fast castle? We've got 2 vills queued up. Heaps of food. I think we've got to be doing some kind of fast castle because we're already almost there, but we don't have any buildings down yet. Maybe that's what this guy's going to go do. Dock? No, dock is not a feudal age building, unfortunately. Okay, this guy's going on a little adventure. We'll check back with him later. We have a stable coming up for our Spanish player. Maybe scouts. Red wants a wallop. I like that wallop, but have you looked over here, my man? Man here referring to this villager. And it's a stone wall. Okay. 2 villagers for this wallop I think is a little overkill. Okay, D remembers that villagers can fight scouts, so now 2 is going to be a bit of a problem. Turn back on the weak one. Okay. It's okay. Okay, I like the transition of the villagers from berries to farms, but I would send them back to berries eventually. That snipe with the scout was perfect. I would send them back to berries now that the danger is gone, just to continue using the resources we have before we're costing beyond. That may not be correct. Blue has possibly seen wallop by red. He has not. Or they have not. If I remember correctly, King Gazz did do a wallop on a similar map against Corn. I'm not 100% certain. But market. Double market. Uh-oh. Okay, he caught it. Cool. We've got the blacksmith up. King Gazz is getting 2 Castle Age resources. Okay, we've recalled those 2 villagers. Yeah, I don't really know 2 villagers that. I hope you... D, did you check this? Yeah, you did. Okay, cool. I don't know about the 2 villagers for wallop. I think maybe that was just some extra idle time we didn't need. I like the scouts coming in. Again, it's a little far. Where are the other 2 scouts? There's one. The other one's half dead and in between walls. Okay. Now, red does not know about this wallop. So, and because of the way he clicked, his scouts are going this way anyway. Which means, yeah, blue's not done walling up. Now, I believe we've seen D do this kind of scout rush before, where it's a little over-invested into scouts, personally, for me. Especially with no fishing ships, it's just a lot of food. Now, we are getting value, so that's good to see. Oh. Okay, we are turning back. We're taking out that. King Gazz is asleep. We're letting that villager by. We're going to pick her off with these two villagers. I'm not sure about that. Maybe we think this scout's going to get him. That's risky. I don't like that. Maybe try and distract him with the 4, and then have this one come in after her. Come on, catch it. Don't let her walk right by. Oh, D. Okay, we are still getting value, but what's this lady doing? What are these guys doing? These guys have been walking all the way around this entire lake. What is she doing? Got a scout over here. We're getting some value. Good wall up from King Gazz. Like to see it. They are going to keep trying to get around. Is he going to fill that hole, though? He's got to see it. Okay, good. Okay, I like that wall up by King Gazz. That was a really good reaction. I don't think that quick walls are reliable, but they are a good thing to practice. Alright, we're starting a wall up over here. Alright, D, you gotta pick a target. If you can't peel off the wood line, I would honestly maybe consider taking out the dock. Now, meanwhile, Blue has brought forward a stable. Well, unfortunately for D, and I really hope this game doesn't go poorly for him, D had 2 or 3 opportunities to take out this villager. Okay, good. We're taking out the stone. I like that. We're Spanish players, so keeping our opponent off of stone to prevent trebs in the future is nice to see. I really think I might consider taking out the dock. Definitely don't get complacent with your scouts, though. Now the Eco Kitty's up for 3 to red. Or up by 3 to red. That's a lot of Spearman Gazz. I don't hate it. I think it's definitely a little over-investment, but I think that you're a little distracted by this forward position, so I kind of get it. Okay, Gazz, I think, definitely has better scouting, but a lot of that's going to be because of the fishing ships. Both have clicked up Castle Age. D is about a minute behind. Just hit the dock. Just go take out the dock. Like this is too much to deal with. If you take out the dock, you can cause a response from your opponent, and your scouts can outrun back around to maybe get some more picks off. Because the dock is a nice far away target that's quite valuable. If you can damage that dock at all and maybe consider going up to water yourself, it's definitely a viable threat. Now we've got knights coming in from our blue player at that forward stable. Not a lot of other activity. Now, that being said, D has almost gotten to Castle Age. We've got 3 on gold. None on... 3 on stone so far. Marketplace coming up. We are hitting... Oh, we found another hole in the wood line. That's good. That's really good. Good job, D. Love this. Now, these scouts are absolutely dead, but they are going to disrupt some economy and get some kills before they are. Wonderfully done. Dealt with handedly by Gazz. He did eventually get to it, but I think that pulled 3 extra kills and some idle time for D. And it also distracted Gazz enough so that he couldn't see the knights in quite yet. But they are there, and D has no spearmen. Okay, second stable. Ooh, I didn't see that gold mine there. That's good. I like that. Knights are coming in for Gazz. They're going straight to the stone. Maybe not. We've got a knight of our own for D. Or knight of red's own for D. Now D, you've got to ask yourself, where did these knights come from? You walled the lake. No? You wanna go take a look? No? Okay. Now I'm not sure who's better between Spanish and Vietnamese knights. I have a feeling it's the Spanish. Vietnamese much more known for their archers and their cavalry. However, we are getting pike. No spearmen on their way yet, though. Or no pikemen on their way yet. It's a good raid. We've got a town center over here. Great position. But we've got barracks for pikemen of our own coming from blues forward. And red still has no idea this is going on. Gazz is doing an excellent job of maintaining aggression while keeping red's eyes away from this forward position. Now it's very easy for me to say this in my objective caster view, but always take a minute. If you see military units and it's making you scratch your head a little bit, just look around. Nice full wall up with an extra barracks from blue. I don't think it's going to go up in time. These guys are going to get some value. Are they going to stop the waller? Oh yeah, he's done. He's out. Oh no. That's a lot of gold. Forward siege workshop from blue. Now, personally, I would want to put these up against the edge of the map just to keep them as far away from my opponent's eye line as possible. We are starting to creep. I think we're about to give away our position in just a minute. Good raid on the gold. Gazz is also doing an excellent job of continuing to find new targets for his knights. We're hitting the military buildings for Gazz. Like that. Oh, we're splitting them up even. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, these knights can go under the town center. And we've got another wall up from Gazz. But he's left his gold miners completely unprotected. We're idling the farmers. Good to see. Now, King Gazz likes the battering ram. I get it. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of the mangonels. Dennis and I argue on this point. Especially when you see knights on the field, I feel like battering rams are just going to die. Good reaction from D, especially while you're already handling this. Okay, we've got a second barracks coming for red. Blue has forgotten about his walls, or their walls. I'd like to see that wall completed, especially since you know that there is a forward position. I think blue sees that. No, both players are aware of each other's forward positions. However, blue's is admittedly much stronger. Yeah, see, that's why I'm not a big fan of battering rams for this instance. I feel like mangonels would be easier to defend, even if they do have to be a little bit more micromanaged. So at this point, D, what I would suggest is just run your villagers away. Just get them away from that TC, move over to another position on your map, maybe this gold mine. Or start... Yeah, all the stones on this side. But I would not keep them locked in that town center for long, because it's going to go down anyway. You'll save most of them. Like, at the end of the day, dead villagers dead villagers, while some are surviving, are worth more, in my opinion, than the same amount of dead and surviving villagers that are just sitting idle. Especially when your town center is most assuredly going to get destroyed. Now, we have finally discovered Blue's forward base for D. Like to see that. She's the hardest working woodcutter in the world. She doesn't know that she's wonderfully helping her commander to win the game. Though I'm not sure. D's not out yet. He's not throwing in the towel yet. I like this expansion. This is very good. We do have to, however, get back on stone, I think. But the resources are not looking great. King Gazz is up 4k. Now these pikemen are a concern, but I feel like Gazz is just going to tech switch or let it be done and boom. Maybe send forward a castle. Okay, no. We're slowing down a little bit. Let's do a farm check. 20. Unfortunately, however, Gazz is up by 25 villagers, so definitely need to start rebuilding. Here they come. Monastery's good. Would have been nice a bit ago, but I don't think D understood how dire his situation was. Now the pikemen have been completely unbothered. Now I'd like to see 2 remain to take out that building. A siege workshop that is on fire is still a very dangerous siege workshop. So just something to think about. You do not need this many pikemen to deal with that many knights. Leave 2 behind, take out the siege workshop. Also because your opponent saw you pull them off. There we go. Okay, scout. Alright, now we're doing the thing that is always very difficult to remember not to do with pikemen, and that's chasing your knights. Give your knights a target, let them run to it, and then bring your pikemen to that target. This is the most beautiful castle I've ever seen. Thank you, King Gazz. But frankly, I think you could just put it right here. You've already got a position on that area, you've already got stone and gold. Okay, pikemen won it. Siege workshop's down. Still nothing out of ours, but I think that's okay. I think D needs to recover his economy right now. Or their economy, sorry. Now this castle is completely unknown to D. We've got a transport ship, not sure what that's about. Oh, to get around the gate. Okay, now Gazz still has no idea about D's forward position somehow. He just knows about the wall and the gate. I have a feeling this is going to be a longer game than I expected. But D, we've got to start rebuilding that economy. You've got 250 food, let's turn it into villagers. There we go. Okay. Good to see some on the board. I like the monks. I do think it's a little bit late, but that's okay. We're going to start seeing ratons? No. Alright, we have clicked imp for Gazz. Is this going to be imp into GG? Got a little cute little raid here. How did that second scout get over there? So my advice for D on this map is I think that we got a little secure with our walls. I think that I really think trying to take out the dock would have been a good play. I like this defensive castle from Gazz. At the end of the day, your opponent could make another dock, but if you take that dock out in feudal, that's going to be pretty costly, and it's going to put a lot of idle time on that food, especially when he, at the time, did not have that many farms. I think we just need to look around on the map a little bit more. Got a monastery. Monasteries are great. Monks are also, like, phenomenal scouts. But we are responding to this position, but granted, Gazz is not defending it, so. Okay, we've got wheelbarrow. Okay, we are starting to climb back in vill count, but we are slowing down every so often. We need to crank these villagers out. More vills, more vills. Come on, D, there you go. That is a lot of Rattan archers. Okay, defensive castle. I like it, provided it's only our first castle and not our only castle. But unfortunately, we're building castles when our opponent's on Imperial Age. I think we just saw that castle over there. Yeah, so. But right now, Gazz is determined to fill this castle with Rattan archers before he builds a trebuchet, so maybe D can catch up. I'm not so sure. D is starting to slowly climb the villagers. He is getting relics. I prefer relics, especially in this position. Again, I just think that this monastery was a little slow. I think we needed it about 10 minutes prior. So the transition when you start to see knights, especially knights that are coming to your base very quickly, like as if they're from an unforeseen, unknown location, is a monk or two to help with pikemen. Monks can't do it on their own. Pikemen have trouble doing it on their own until you have an absolute ton of them. Okay, we've got conks. I'll be honest, I don't know how conks do against Rattan archers. I imagine not well, since if I remember correctly, Rattans have pretty high health and pretty high pierce armor. I like this expansion from Gazz. Advice for Gazz, I like that you didn't overcommit to water. You made enough to hold it. You saw your opponent wasn't going for water and you just kept it there. Transport ship allowed you to keep being aggressive. I think that you also had a little bit of tunnel vision. Did you ever find... No, you never found D's forward position. I don't know if it's relevant at the moment because he's not really able to do much against you, but I think I still would have liked some reaction, some cleaning up of the stable. Any relics for our blue player? No. Well, the conks are handling so far. Oh man, maybe I was wrong about the conks. They seem okay. Monks can help. We need the monks to help. Yeah. Okay. I like the stables. We've still not gotten back onto these rear farms. We're making new farms, but we're not taking account of our older farms. I think that's something that we could work on. D. And we never got back to this position on stone and gold. Just something to think about. Sometimes eventually you may be able to return to previously vacated position rather than reinforcing a new position. Okay, we've got battering rams coming down. I'm not sure what that's for. going for. I'm not sure I understand the archery ranges. Oh, is it for conquistadors? For skirms, maybe? Is D gonna circle around? Okay. Oh, maybe. Yep, he is. Very good. But the archers are getting pulled back. I love this TC. Great reaction from Gazz. Great attempt from D, to be honest. Oh, get the second one. Get the second one. Alright, battering rams to defend against trebs. I like it. It's not what I would do, but I like it. Maybe I'll try that next time. That looked pretty cool. Alright, well, D's castle stands. I'm not sure for how long. We are again starting to climb back up for villagers. We're getting Elite Rattan Archer for our blue player. I would like to see Gazz build at least one more dock. Yeah, Gazz, you went to the trouble of building another castle and these two barracks. I really would like to see this position dealt with so that we can start fielding troops without a transport ship. Is that a missionary? No, it's just a monk on the back of a conquistador. Okay. Okay, we're still climbing the villagers. D's still in this. This is nuts. This castle will not fall. I just noticed it's on a hill. I wonder if we're gonna save those resources for... Okay, D, you're killing me. You gotta build these guys a mine, please. I wonder if we're saving this for repairs or if we're thinking of building a second castle maybe up here on this stone. Or even perhaps down further the hill to deny these things. Gazz went to the trouble of building two, I think at 1.3 archery ranges, but I don't think... Cav Archer? Okay. Okay, second, more defensive castle. Okay. Now, D, think about it. What if you came in back here with a siege workshop and a castle? Don't get me wrong, I don't like balancing this kind of thing either, but think about it. You went to the trouble of building the gate. D, we do need more farms at this point. I'd like to see 40 farms at a minimum. Maybe I'd go so low as 35. But we really need to ramp up that economy. You are on the back end. We definitely need to get moving. 3 trebs coming in. I'm a little confused by the archery ranges. I'm pretty sure they're from 4 skirmishers, especially if we're getting ballistics, but we're not getting skirmishers on the field. That's a very dangerous position for that trib, especially with the conks. Okay, now we've got Halb, and unfortunately, Gazz has discovered his Imperial Age units. I'm not entirely sure I understand Heavy Cav Archer. I'm pretty sure Conks will just destroy that, but... Just hit the treb. Nothing matters but the trebs. I'm not sure if Spanish get redemption, but it would be a big help here. D, I want you to start hurling villagers at your gold mines. I don't understand cav archers. That might be, especially under a castle, that's rough. That's a lot of investment for I don't think the correct unit at this time. And D's holding! D! Alright, now D, start cleaning up these buildings. Start with the barracks. Oh, we're out of stone. Okay. Alright, we clicked imp. I don't mind the click to imp, but we've got to get moving. We need to get this stone. We need to get this stone. Unfortunately, Gazz's position here is nuts with those 3 gold piles. I think this is the last stone for D right now, unless he cracks this open. Which he should, or they should. That's a lot of archery ranges. This will be Blue's discovery of Red's forward position. I still don't entirely understand cavalry archers. We're getting a handcart and fletching. Does fletching affect conquistadors? I'm not sure. I don't know if conquistadors count as archers. Now we are cleaning up these buildings. I like to see that. Gazz is climbing his economy, though. I'm a big fan of it. He's doing it a little slow. We are starting to catch up on farm count, 38. Okay, Red is thinking about it. Oh, D, this would be a marvelous comeback. I'm here for it. Okay, we are starting to finally deal with Red's forward position. That Treb is toast. 3, 2, 1. I would like to see ballistics for these conquistadors, D. But more importantly, I want trebs. Let's see trebs. There we go. We got 1 treb, 2 treb, 3 treb. Okay. Now I'm curious. Oh my gosh, this is a great game. I'm so pissed that Dennis isn't here to watch this, because he would be so excited to see this maneuver over here. Well done, D. And you are starting to climb back. We really... I think maybe this 3rd town center needed to be at home. I'm not sure where. Maybe back here on this wood line. But... or hell, on this forward gold. Alright, now D, in a position like yours, you do not want to trickle treb. I would wait until you have 4. And this is the latest dock in the world. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that right now. This dock is an hour and some minutes late. Okay, I like the cav upgrade. I like that we're getting armor. Okay, now the Vietnamese player has switched to Imperial Skirmisher, which I hope was what was intended to be built this whole time. Because those are going to destroy our conquistadors from our red player. Are we thinking cannon galleons? Oh, Spanish player? I don't think we have chemistry yet. Blue is retreating. I would like to see 2 Spanish castles right here. We've got an outpost. It's good to see. So maybe not right there, maybe next to our TC. Okay. Blue is really retreating now. Now this is interesting. This game is actually a pretty good showcase of why you have to keep constantly producing, because what we have here is a player who stopped producing villagers versus a player who stopped producing army. There are 10 trebs on the field. I like this castle. Gotta steal what little bit of gold we have left. But these skirmishers are going to start packing a wallop. Got our final attack upgrade for our cavalier. We got to keep them separate. Got to keep those conquistadors covering those cavalier, so that the cavalier can cover the conquistadors. And it's working. D, at this point, I would really like to see chemistry, ballistics, and some bombard cannons. Just in case, just to cover these trebs. Because I think these Imperial skirmishers are going to push you back. Although it is odd they don't have the third ranged or armor upgrade. But they do still pack a wallop. Oh, no, 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 you gotta form a mass. Park them under your castle. Don't send them in one at a time. Okay, we've got war galleys coming in, hopefully to clean up the trebs. The skirmishers are focusing on the wrong targets, and the war galleys are cleaning up the trebs. D, this is inspired! And we're going back onto villagers. Absolutely amazing performance from both players. I can definitely tell, having watched more than a few games of D, that GG in all caps, I know that feeling well. I think that was a player that thought he was on the ropes and was able to come back. Gazz, I think this was an amazingly aggressive performance. I think you just took your foot off the gas just long enough that D was able to come back to it. My critiques for Gazz are actually pretty minor. When you're up here and you have this position, don't let it get taken out like that. If you have your foot on the gas and you kept pushing, I think D would have cracked. I liked your expansion. You reached, I think, at one point 120 villagers, and that was good to see. I think we could have even gone higher, but I think that some decision making from Gazz was a little slow. I think that this position was good. I don't understand the cavalry archer switch. I think maybe that was a misclick. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd love for you to tell me in the comments if I'm right on that. I liked everything until it went bad. Once D started to clean up these military buildings you had up here, you gave him a chance to breathe, and that was all that he needed. Another thing, and it's very minor, but we do have a whole 1,500 gold earned in relics from our Spanish player, and he only got 2. So just something to think about. It's another little extra gold. But at the end of the day, I don't have to bring that up because we have 20,000 resources collected, advantage to our player who lost. Now, Gazz, that doesn't mean anything, but it means that you didn't spend your resources. These swaths of archery ranges and barracks that you were having, you could have had them a while ago. You could have kept up that pressure. And I think that maybe you got a little complacent, and that was why it wasn't able to seal the deal. I think either way, for both players, this was an excellently played game. D, this was one of the coolest comebacks that I've seen in a while. This was so good to see. Some minor things, monastery earlier to deal with the knights. I like that you try to balance aggression and defensive play, especially on an awkward map like this with this giant body of water in the middle. This is the latest dock of all time. You needed to build this a little bit earlier. Even if you didn't want to contest the water, it still would have given you some kind of visual advantage. The university, I think, is a bit late. I would have liked to have seen that, especially with conquistadors, with chemistry and ballistics, to get some backup from your bombard cannons in the future. We did eventually build a bunch of farms. I would have liked those a little earlier. And then other than that, just kind of getting off foot and just taking a while to recenter. And that's hard to learn how to do. It really takes losing a lot of games to figure out how to do that. And unfortunately, the only way to fix that is with time. But at the end of the day, and I think you're going to be really mad when you watch this, that whole forward position that was stressing you out, you walked past the villager that built it 3 times. So just try try and, what I like to do, my rule of thumb is whenever I age up, and this goes for both of you because Gaz forgot about that forward position as well, is when you age up, build a scout, have a look around. Send a pikeman forward, have a look around. If he dies, based on the law of video games, you know that something's there. And that's a hard habit to get into. I still don't do it. Tunnel vision is a beast. But definitely, if I had one shining critique for both players right now, it's every now and then, take a look around. Outposts are great. These two outposts from Gaz were really cool to see. I think that maybe we could have started putting some outposts on the coast, but D definitely needed to scout this position and figure out where the hell are those knights coming from and how are they getting here so quickly. That being said, this expansion is beautiful. This comeback is beautiful. You really rallied. It was really great to see. Excellent game from both players. I'm going to pause and we're going to go into game 2. I'm going to give D the red dot. Alright, we're back. That was like 2 seconds for you guys and like an hour and a half for me. I had to go run an errand. D takes game 1 in, I was thinking about it on my drive, really a great comeback. Great to see. Now we're on islands, so our players have decided that I just don't get to sleep today, and that's okay, because I should have, what am I saying? I should have recorded this the other day. But I didn't, and that's my problem. This is migration, not island. I've had a lot of mirror picks in this tourney. Yes, D, all of you are great people, and you all love Byzantines. That or one of you is a liar and clicked mirror, so, which I don't think is allowed, so I really hope not. Alright, well, I do not do water maps to begin with. I don't know. I think this is Gazz's home map. Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is Gazz's home map. So if I recall correctly, I expect to see a lot of roaming fire ships. Now, I remember that game, now that I think about it. That had a pinch point where the middle island had a very narrow section on which the player islands were located. And I do not believe that will be the case for this map. Maybe, like, at its narrowest is going to be this gold right here. But there's still plenty of room. We've got relics, 1, 2, 3, right there, right next to each other, and then 1 and 2. We've seen D build a monastery in the past. Byzantines, I love a monastery. It really helps you go into whichever gold unit you need to go in, because the Byzantines have cheaper trash units, which is great, but it means that their gold units really have to make sure that they're able to mass up to match the use of that trash unit, in my opinion. Either be it arbalist or bombard cannons or trebs or monks or cavalier or paladin, whatever it may be, having a lot of gold so that when your trash units can hold the ground is very important. It sucks needing gold instead of having gold. Okay, got a little idle time for Gaz. This villager? Maybe Doc? No? Now, okay, D, he knows this is an island map, so, or a migration map, so he is building a dock actually earlier than Gaz, which I'm surprised to see. Gaz is right behind, though. I'm not so sure about the dock being right next to the TC. Is that TC rangeable? Hold on. Can you hit that TC from water? That's nuts. I don't know if that's... I've never had a TC spawn like that on migration. That's pretty nuts. Gaz does have this little private lake over here that he could dock wall. Actually, pretty decent amount of fish in here. Like, not a ton, but, you know, it's private. Oh, D has one too, but it's much smaller. So this TC and this dock right here are a little concerning to me. Both players are already out of fish. Gaz a little faster with it, but D is using villager, Gazz using villager. Something I learned pretty early on is to make sure you build your docks next to a fish so that your villager that builds it can immediately go to fish, which, as Spirit of the Law has taught all of us, is the fastest gatherable resource in the game. I'm sorry about the dings, I can't turn it off, you're stuck with it. We're going to hear a lot of it. Okay. I wonder if Gazz is going to regret that house and build a mining camp there instead. Wouldn't be a great mining camp, but second dock already. Interesting. Now, this makes sense to me. We know Gazz likes the naval play. Gazz is also winning the race for food. D already on gold. I'm assuming we're going to see a fast castle from both players, or something of the sort. It's kind of difficult to do on this kind of map. This elo. The pressure to hit the fish and whatnot is pretty high. Now, I will say one thing. Gazz did push deer. D did not push deer. Not necessarily a bad thing, except by definition, the player who pushes deer is going to be moving a lot faster, generally. Now that being said, D does appear at this point to be committing more to fish than Gazz is. So we've also got several berry foragers here. Getting onto wood, that's going to make managing those fishing ships more difficult, so it's a good thing we got so many when we did. Gazz is on to loom. D is not too far behind. Pushing deer is hard. I, however, find it pretty easy to do on migration because your deer are usually right next to your TC. It just takes some practice. It's much easier to do it on migration than it is to do on a map that you actually want to scout, like Arabia. Third dock from Gazz, this is about what I'm expecting. I think Gazz is going to go full on water. I hope that D goes in for a quick landing, perhaps an interior landing, to maybe hide that from Gazz. I think this spot would be great. This spot would be pretty good. I'm still very concerned about how close that TC is. Now we do have a brave fishing ship circumnavigating the globe. I think a lot of players will wait till they get a galley or a transport ship to do their first patrol, but especially when you're against a player that we've seen do well on water, I think some early scouting would be good, just to get an idea. Oh, he's calling him back. Maybe that was a misclick. Perhaps I gave D too much credit. Oh, no. Okay. Interesting. Can't be a misclick now. Did it twice. Alright. Transport ship. 2 fires for D. Now, if I remember correctly, we saw a water game involving D where he made 2 fires, and I think that was about it. So perhaps D's not very comfortable on water. This might not be D that I'm remembering. Unfortunately, it's been a pretty crazy few weeks. But I think that unfortunately, especially against what I do remember of Gazz's water play, is if you're going to commit, you want to commit fully. I don't think half-assing it's the way to go here. Let's see what we got. One fire galley, two fire galleys. I'm not sure I understand the farms. I think just more fishing ships. I like the mill for the hunt. That's good. And D needs buildings to get up to Castle Age. He's already got plenty of stuff. Gazz has already hit it. Is Gazz thinking, or is D thinking of a landing, or is he just distracted by the prospect of getting water? I'm not sure what's going on with D right now. He seemed to have slowed down a bit. Third dock, still no market or barracks. Game's hard, water maps are hard. They spook the hell out of me. I do like that D is kind of positioning his docks, Gazz's as well, around the perimeter to give as much visual understanding. Actually, yeah, wow, all of Gazz's docks can see each other because of the Byzantines bonus. Does well. Not quite, still quite good. There are gaps, but not many. We are moving in with the fire ships. Come on, guys, not twice in one game. Oh no. Okay, well, you know, it happens. It happens. We've got a transport ship coming up for red, but he just saw that blue's in Castle Age. We still don't have a market or a market or a blacksmith yet. So I think D is thinking we're gonna build those on land. Nope, we got blacksmith. Blue has continued his approach with his one galley to the 4 reds. Are we going to take these down? There are fire ships responding. Blacksmith is finally going up for D. That war galley upgrade came in at a beautiful time. I'm not sure if that was reactionary or just autopilot for Gazz. Either way, it worked out for him, but this still might go to our red player. There is a transport ship. Is D gonna make it? Gazz is retreating with the transport ship. Beautiful micro of that. I would not have managed to do so. And Gazz definitely sees D's transport ship. He is, however, harassing the fishing line. Gazz has repelled the fire ships from D. Okay, okay. Are we going to sneak this transport ship out of here? Okay, now we're doing demos and a fire galley. We reclaimed our transports. We've got more fire ships coming. However, D has lost all but one fishing ship. He's a little distracted by the landing. That's okay, but we need to get rid of this fire ship. There's 2 now. And there's more on the way. Okay, D is moving towards the interior. He does have a vague understanding of the size and shape of this island, so I wonder if he's going to try and set up stealth, but right now he's a little distracted. Yeah, that dock's going down. Honestly, with this much naval aggression, I would consider pulling all of these guys onto stone, get up a castle, protect 1, and then 2 docks. Now, this is interesting. Okay, I'm not sure about that. And then retreat and make a town center right here. Dock 1 down. Got a counterattack over here. Like to see it. Blue is expanding over here. Okay, these villagers gotta find somewhere to set up shop. fine town center. Even finer town center. Got another shipment of villagers coming over. I'd like to see D do the same. D is down by 10 villagers. He's got about twice as much idle time as Gazz, however he is sending a second shipment over themselves. We've got to get that transport moving though. It's gonna run out of time. Okay. Gazz's fire ships are distracted. We're getting War Galley ourselves, but it's a little late for those ships at least. Okay. Gazz did not see the town center, actually. Now, D does seem to have given up on water. Interesting. Surprise demos. There we go. That was very well done, D. I would like this one to get handled, though. Okay. Okay, it was a fire ship. I thought it was a demo. That was very well done, D. I'm terrible at water maps, and that was cool to see. But let's get some stone going. Let's drop a castle on these two to really hold this position. I think D really needs to lean on the gas for this expansion. I don't think 1 TC is enough. I think you need to get 2, boom on the mainland, protect these docks with some castles, because we already know Gazz seems to be a much more aggressive water player. We're getting Bowsaw, good. That being said, D is already a much more competent. Ooh. That's going to be a thorn in his side. Oh, okay. I don't think D has a counter for this, unfortunately. Oh. Okay. Very good wall up. Villager fight. Excellent wall up. I was brilliantly adjusted and handled. Oh no! There's a hole! Oh. We need some military to come out of here, D. These buildings don't mean anything if they don't do anything. This is the most wild castle ever. D, just send it. Click everything. Sell from your market. Build everything out of here. You can deny this, but not if you keep attacking it. Villagers have to be recommanded. Get your camels in there. Oh no. It's up. Oof. Alright, that's okay. We're moving over here. Let's get these villagers back together. D, I'm going to remind you that there's a select all villagers button that you can hotkey. It's extremely useful for tense situations like that. All idle villagers. Barracks, barracks, barracks. Deal with the camel. That is a lot of fires. I don't think that demo trick is going to work twice. And off the back of that castle drop, Gazz is continuing to expand. Building more villagers. Oh no, the demo spawned on the wrong side. Okay. I mean, you know, I don't think these docks are gonna last, but Gazz or D is actually winning water. He's just a little distracted by the castle on his face. I don't know if this is the best use of these villagers' time or lives at the moment. I would like to see these fire ships rally back. Cavalry archers, okay. I think D's just scrambling for whatever he can get right now, and that's frankly okay, but we do need to start expanding. We need to build villagers. We need to get all of these villagers on stone so that we can build another TC and start regaining ground on our economy. I feel like that's something that Dennis might disagree with, but I don't think army right now is the answer. I think we need to defend with what we can and get our economy back in action. This castle is only a problem as long as we worry about overinvesting to deal with it. I think right now you can deal with it later. But we're handling water. I love this demo on patrol. I would like to see a villager sneak up here to repair that or replace it with another dock. Maybe right here. How are we doing back home? We've got some farms coming out. Okay. We've got a lot of gold. That's a lot of barracks. Is Gazz thinking champions, maybe? Or just pikemen for the camels? Okay, we've got a monastery. I like it. Unfortunately, the 3 relics that you want are over here. There's 2 over here, but okay. Now, Gazz is, again, floating 3,000 gold. That is absurd. Gazz, if I have one thing, say you are a player who likes to have resources, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, except when we aren't using them. I like transitioning the docks to this island, that's good. Lots of barracks. What's coming out of there? Okay, university. Come on, D, villagers, villagers, villagers. Gotta catch up. We're 30 villagers down. This is gonna eventually start doing something with the amount of resources that Gazz has. I was gonna say you can outright buy Imp, which we have. Okay, we've got some stables coming. I don't think we would be building so many to scout. Now I like the cavalry archers. I'm actually a big fan of that. I don't, especially if they have monks to back them up. Some camels to help out. I'd like to see ballistics though. D has completely taken Gazz off of water with the exception of that one dock. Now the question is D going to scout that dock? Or that rear one? Don't think so. Oh no, did he turn around before he... Oh no. Okay. Poor D. D, we've got to overcommit to scouting. It's always better to have your scouts wasting a little bit of time for... There we go. Okay, we're going back. Big fan. We found the other dock. We gotta find this other one. We can take him completely off of water. I'm curious if with the extra range increase, if these fire ships can make trouble for that TC. This is still very much Gazz's game. He is climbing, but I'm worried that he's gonna see the Imperial Age and get a little tunnel vision. We've got one monk with 1 relic, grabbing a 3rd. Or a 2nd, I believe, shortly. Assuming he sees that one. So D, I look away from my monks a lot. If you're not going to mass them and they're just going to grab relics, go ahead and shift Q all the relics that you want them to go after. Just grab relic, shift click to Monastery, shift click to the next relic, shift click back to Monastery. Like the armor upgrades coming in for our cavalry. Good defensive castle, big fan of that. Let's build a dock underneath it. And then let's start pressuring this spot. I love this outpost from Gazz. We're still building cavalry archers. Now this is the interesting thing about this, is that Gazz has not built a single skirmisher, but he's been seeing cavalry archers stream out of this range for a while. Is this dock producing? No. Did D see it? No. Okay, I think these guys are just on patrol. I don't think they actually double back there. Now Gazz is booming. He's already out past 100. We're getting halberdier, squires, and 5 trebs. This is going to be painful. But D is up to Imperial Age himself, or themselves. We've got ballistic for these cavalry archers. Camels coming in. More farms, more farms, more farms. Many more farms. We need lots more farms. Do we stop building villagers? Second TC would be very good here. A second castle on this hill, on this gold, would be insane. This is a pretty strong castle from Gazz. Big fan of that. We're starting to mass up halberdier to cover the trebs. This is going to be a pretty great fight. I wonder if D is going to think about going cannon galleon here. We've got trebs of our own, and he's building a castle on the hill. D. Oh. I can't show favoritism. I have to gush about Gazz for a minute. One thing that Gazz is doing, that I mentioned in the last game, is he is building outposts. Now D is destroying those outposts, although that might have been a patrol, but he's building outposts. He's slowly creeping up his intelligence on the main island, and that's very cool to see. Now, D doesn't know about this expansion from D yet, or Gazz does not know about this expansion from D yet. I like the mass of trebs. I think that's going to go well, but I unfortunately think that these cav archers are going to have a problem with it. They're going to be a problem for it. We've got Bodkin. Heavy camel for blue? Don't have any camels on the field. Okay. Camels are good against camels, so... Okay. Now, I would remind both players that hand cannoneer and bombard cannon are on the table for both of them if they would like to research chemistry. Particularly D, because something that might be better for the halberdiers versus the cavalry archers. We are starting to harass. I like attacking the houses. That's actually quite good. I don't think D understands how vulnerable these villagers are. I like these guys being on patrol, but at this point I would rather a more active movement onto the mainland. Like, let's get a cannon galleon in there just to see what happens, right? Okay, we're starting to treb down. This could be a very long treb fight. But Gazz is hesitating. I don't think he was prepared for this mass. We definitely need to get bracer on these cavalry archers immediately. This is a pretty aggressive castle. I don't think D sees it. No, he does see it, but I don't think he's paying attention at the... A little focus on this castle. I would like to see a dock right here. Cannon galleon, just start taking these things out. You've already won water, and you've got plenty of fire ships to protect it. Cavalry archers are pulling back. Good to see. Good micro. We're getting those cavalry out of there. Now, those are heavy camels versus regular camels, but the cavalry archers are going to be a help, especially on that hill. Great micro from D. Now, unfortunately, he's let the halberdier flank the trebs. I think these trebs are going down. But I think the cav archers will hold that hill. Or not. Oh, I could be wrong. Oh, no. That's a lot more halberdier than I thought. That's 45. Oof, that was a slaughter. Oh wait, I'm a fool. I'm talking about hand cannons. You have cataphracts. Do we want to see some cataphracts come out of here? Another trebuchet. That was excellent maneuvering from Gazz. I did not realize that was that many halberdier. Okay, castle in the back. It's still good position for it. But we need to expand. This can't just be a retreat. We need to expand. I don't like the foot archers. I hope that's a misclick. It's not. I think cavalry archers are fine, but they need to be fully upgraded and they need support. Mangonels would be helpful. Monks to heal them up. But foot archers are fine. We need to mass and quickly. But ultimately, we need more villagers. He's got 40 villagers on D, so that's gonna be rough. We are getting chemistry. We are getting armor. We are getting chemistry. Or I'm sorry, bracer. That is why our cavalry archers died so quickly. They had no armor to speak of. And I don't think Gazz understands how much he can just run rampant at this point. I would like D to consider just how devastating one single cannon galleon could be in this situation. We've got a lot of boats that are not accomplishing anything. They could be defending a cannon galleon from just slowly but surely picking apart Gazz's economy, taking out those castles. Okay, we've got arbalists, or crossbows, okay. Got a lot of idle villagers back home there, D. Okay. Can you afford Arbalister? We've got a Drummond. That's what I was meaning to say this whole time, because Byzantines don't have cannon galleons anymore. Is that coming out of here? Oh no. Let's pull back our navy to make sure we cover it. It's a good play. I'm glad I thought of it. Now, Gazz, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you ultimately lost the last game. You took your foot off the gas. You've got a large army. Let's send them in. Interesting. We're thinking of raiding the home base. We are thinking of raiding the home base. Now, that will be devastating. Oh, we can almost build a castle at home, D. We're retreating. The Droman is hitting the castle. It's going to take a minute. He could probably use a friend. D, delete this wood camp. Build a castle right there with every single villager you have. No, because that would die. Oof, this raid is going unnoticed. Yeah, camels don't want anything to do with this base. That's okay. AoE 2 is hard, water maps are harder, tunnel vision is easy. We're retreating. Oh no, he just selected all of them, okay. That or D has given up the homeland and has decided to go all in on the mainland. The Dromans are doing work. I'd like to see them see if they can hit these trebs. Yeah, that's... No, it's all falling apart now. This was good. I think it was a bit late. You could have been doing the same thing over here this whole time. From range even. This was good. This was a really good game from both. Yeah, wow, those guys might be able to help over here. Not sure about the barracks. I like the cataphracts. But the economy is gone. We have garrisoned. I'm not sure what the stone was sold for. Three Dromans. This is pretty big. Yeah, now Gazz is thinking to recover water, building on the safe side away from those Dromans. Now that he knows that D is properly distracted. Gazz is once again convincing me on why migration is the whole map. Okay. D has a little bit of everything. This is the kitchen sink army. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, those heavy camels are no joke. Arbalisters, I think, if we could have afforded it, but there's no chance against this. Oops. Okay, Navy is coming around. Yeah. There's the GG. Okay. My review from this game is that both players played a fantastic game. I truly thought Gazz was going to fight harder for water, but I like that when they realized that they had lost the water, they transitioned into full land aggression, tons of expansion. Again, they did take their foot off the gas a little bit, but turns out they were just cooking up a raid on the main island when they realized it was undefended. This was an absolutely fantastic game. I think that both players did this really well. D had some sneak tricks with this dock and those demos. That was really cool. The Dromans, I think, could have come out earlier and peppered this. I think what's going to happen here is D is going to look at this game and go, the TC was right there, and go, damn. I think everything below this mine was rangeable by those Dromans. Not to mention a raiding party of your own. You know, chuck some of those crossbowmen into a transport ship. They could have done just monstrous stuff to that island. This raid was flawlessly executed. I like that Gazz overcommitted. I think he put 5 in, grabbed another batch of 5, and I think at one point there were 15 or 20 camels on this island. The cavalry archers, I'm not 100% sure of, D. I think that it would have worked, but unfortunately Gazz was quite flexible and was able to realize that your economy was not as strong as theirs, and that they could raid you down. This was a great game. I am terrible at water maps, and both players played this like it was their home map, and it was really, really cool to see. But this was a great win and a great series. We've got AOELeagues Season 9 Bracket Q between King Gazz and D, both with 1 win, and both very entertaining games. I greatly look forward to what both of these players accomplish in the future. My name's Scratch, again flying solo because Dennis has a lot of work to do. He should be back soon, but I can't say when. Anyways, have a good night.